headquarters of common sense.
Talk Radio.
Been talking on this show about this. We're 6 years old today, and we've been talking about this non-stop throughout. How trans activism, not ordinary trans people trying to go about living their lives and being their true selves, however they want to live, but trans activism sort of trampling over women's rights. In this case, women who have trained for years to be the best in their chosen sport, basically having no chance of winning a race because they're racing a man.
Well, they might have a chance of winning, but they haven't got a chance of competing like for like against an elite man. And this man, in fact, this male person, whatever we call him now, was a pretty good swimmer. As you said, he wasn't a champion, but he now is a champion. So the women who have to race Lia Thomas look across at the field and they know that they can't beat him. They lose their chance of winning, and it's pretty painful. I mean, it's not just at the elite level, though. We're seeing this right through UK sport. And we hear from girls, from women, and from parents, men and women, dads and mums, saying, my daughter doesn't feel she has a chance anymore. Or they say, I don't want her to go and play because it's dangerous. She's playing against males. Yeah. And so this is damaging sport all the way through.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the thing. I've had people saying to me for years, oh, for goodness sake, what a load of nonsense. You're getting your knickers in a twist over something that isn't happening at all. It is absolutely happening. We saw this in the Olympics, in the women's weightlifting, and we're seeing it in the swimming. And again, I've got nothing against trans people in no way whatsoever. It just seems to me that if you are born into a male body, if you have had all the benefits of a male puberty and male physical strength and muscle capacity and things, when you compete against women, that just makes you a cheat. It's not just being a very good woman who happens to have good physical abilities and has trained hard. It is a different level. It is no different in that sense to someone having had a huge dose of steroids.
I agree with you. I don't think people realise how huge the gulf is in performance that male puberty confers on men. And you can't undo that. And no matter what their motivation is, whether they want to cheat, whether they really believe they're women, it doesn't make a difference. No. It's simply not fair.
But we could easily resolve this by having men's categories, women's categories, where it is relevant, and trans categories. One assumes in most of those cases where physical strength and prowess would actually make a difference, it would be trans men rather than trans women who would be winning everything. But we don't seem to see this issue in men's sport because, of course, women wouldn't be able to compete at the same level because, I'm a feminist through and through. But even at 5'11", I cannot compete with a man even half my height in terms of bodily strength.
Yeah, well, actually, the suggestion from the UK sports councils is that you don't even need 3 categories, you only need 2. You need a women's category because we cannot compete on the whole with men. And then you need an open category. And in the open category, the men will do most of the winning. So what we call a men's category could in fact be an open category. And you could have trans women, trans men, non-binaries. You could have any gender identity you like in there.
No, I still want it to be a men's category and a women's category. They were there for a reason. A tiny, tiny, tiny minority of the population shouldn't get to change everything. I want those people to have rights where it's relevant, but where there are clear differences and reasons for things to be different and separated, that needs to be the case. I mean, there are so many other trans stories to talk about coming up again and again. Thank God for people like J.K. Rowling, Sharon Davies and others who are doing this. And I know your fantastic organisation, Fair Play for Women. Big thanks to Fiona McAnena there. Wish we could talk for longer.
Good talk.
Hot talk. Bold talk. Talk radio.
Listen on your smart speaker.
Watch it live on your smart TV.
The world headquarters of common sense.
Talk Radio.